why is it that life feels like it sucks sometimes? Why is that happening? And what can we do about it? How do we maintain our chill? What's come up for me was this past week, I ended up getting my car towed. And then immediately after that, I woke up in the morning and I got charged $60 for a membership that I wasn't able to get a refund. And then my laptop charger broke, and so I couldn't get any work done. And then just a bunch of little things that kept coming up, and it was causing a lot of irritability within me. And it was just one thing after the other, just an immense buildup of other things that didn't feel even huge or immense in my life, but the buildup of all those little things was leading me to feel extremely irritable and unhappy for a day or so. And what I was able to do about that, and instead of how in the past I would have let it get to me and maybe ruin my week and then let it trickle on to my month and trickle on to the few months and just let it continue carrying me down a negative spiral. Instead, what I did was allowed myself to experience that irritability. And what I did was I actually sat and let myself feel as irritable as I wanted to feel as frustrated as I wanted to feel, allowed all of those negative feelings to come up. Why I was frustrated, why I felt frustrated in life, and I let myself go down that spiral of that negativity. And I sat there and I closed my eyes and I let myself feel that. I let myself experience how negative I was feeling in those moments and why I felt like the world was out to get me, whatever it was, in an even more dramatic sense, because that allowed me to recognize that all of these things that were happening were things that didn't have anything to do with the car getting towed. It didn't have anything to do with all of these little things. Instead, it was a buildup of negative emotions that I had not dealt with, of irritability that I had for other areas of my life, and injustices I felt in bigger aspects, and family, and in my childhood, and in my life story in general. And the more that I was able to completely bring that up without shame and without feeling in a way where I felt guilty for feeling these things, because I should be grateful, these things aren't too bad, and gaslighting myself for feeling negative wasn't a productive and good use of clearing my energy and releasing what wasn't serving me. It wasn't helping anybody, and it wasn't helping myself, and it wasn't helping me feel better. And the more that I allowed all of these feelings to come up, cried about it for a second, cried about all the injustices, whatever I felt like my ego or my mind or my body, all the memories in my life, anything that needed to come up, I let it. And then I cried about it. I made myself a good smoothie and I let it go. Did something that made me feel good and allowed myself to move on from it. And the more that we're able to consistently use this type of practice in our lives to release what isn't serving us, instead of allowing ourselves to feel that irritability and ignoring it, not letting it get to us during that day, pushing it down, and telling ourselves that it's not a big deal, the more that we do that, the more it builds up. And going back to the beginning of what I was talking about in this video and why these negative things come up, all these little negative things in our life, a lot of the times that comes up because we are resisting experiencing these emotions. And so God, the universe, source, nature, whatever you want to call it, is making it apparent and making us aware that these energies and these feelings have to move. And so it is forcing us to move them. It is creating these inconveniences to force us to experience these negative emotions if we have not dealt with it. So the more that we're able to release these emotions when they come up, the less likely in the future those little minor inconveniences continue to stack up. And of course, in life, there's inconveniences, and of course, there's things that come up where they aren't pleasant. But instead of allowing it to get to a point where it is completely overwhelming, it doesn't have to get there. And if it ever does get there, it means that there's emotions that you or me or anyone in this world is ignoring. Energy needs a space to flow. It needs to flow as a river would flow. And when we are resisting that flow by holding on to these negative feelings, by keeping them within us and not allowing ourselves to experience release and let go, they will end up sticking with us. And it'll clog the river. It'll create a dam in the river instead of just allowing it to go smoothly through. And the more that we do this, the more that we're able to completely harness a more positive outflow of good things into our life. Because when there's no harnessing of that negative energy within us, instead, all of those smaller positive things can start happening when there's that flow of energy. So you can receive a check in the mail that you didn't recognize that you were going to get, or a friend gifts you a dinner, and we can actually harness the energy instead of the negative spiral. We can focus on the upward spiral of harnessing that energy of when you get the promotion, feeling very grateful for the promotion, not putting it on a pedestal, but feeling comfortable, feeling grateful for it, and allowing yourself to coast through that. And I call this gratitude stacking, where the more grateful we are for all of the little moments, all of the little things in life. And this is when the universe knows that we're in a space where we are grateful, where we are feeling very immensely at peace in our lives. And since we're feeling this way, it allows us to attract, just flow into our lives, amazing people that are aligned to us, people that are in the same or similar frequency to us, experiences that are in the same frequency to us, jobs, opportunities. And the more that we allow life to flow and we continue being and breathing in this present moment, the more life just gets better and better for us. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have an amazing day, and please like and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.